Welcome back, horror fans. Today we're delving into the spine-chilling world of Slender the Arrival, which is a first-person psychological horror game. That came out recently, and I wanted to lead you into this video. With that in mind, this game is an absolute mind job. It's one of the most brilliantly structured stories I've seen in an indie horror game. And really any horror game, it's one of those stories that if you were told it again, you'd see just how much everything in. It was intentional. It's like a Shyamalan movie. You know, one of the good ones, pretty much every seemingly insignificant detail has a much bigger purpose or meaning, and once you realize what it all means, your mind will become soup. There are a few stories in the indie horror game scene that will always stick with me, and this is definitely one of them. I literally can't stop thinking about it. I hope while you're watching this or playing it for yourself, which you should absolutely be doing, links are down below. You have the same reactions that I and pretty much everybody else had. This game is honestly a great example of why I personally love indie horror games. This is my kind of, obviously from what you've been seeing on screen, the game's beautiful. The voice acting and audio design are fantastic, and of course it's dripping an atmosphere that builds oh so perfectly good proper terror. Developed by Blue Isle Studios and Parsec Productions, this game has been haunting players since its release. In Slender the Arrival, players are thrust into a nightmarish world filled with suspense and terror. The game builds upon the original Slender the 8 Pages and takes the horror to a whole new level. The original game of The Arrival was an extended version of Slender the 8 Pages. In this new version, you are put in the shoes of Lauren, who is armed with a video recorder and at the start of the game is found looking for her friend Kate at a house in the country. She finds strange clues of something terrible that has happened, leading into the outside area. A strange figure watches from the hillside. The storytelling is good here with the detail visually. Push through things you see and discover along the way. It doesn't feel as complete as a lot of horror games in terms of narrative, but there is a lot. When it comes to the new chapter Nightmare, the same can be said. This is a very short linear journey of someone trying to escape a medical institution while being hunted by the Slenderman. I think I might have preferred a more structured narrative overall, but I like the locations that build the story, especially in the original game. Atmosphere is key in any horror game, and Slender the Arrival nails it. From the eerie silence of the forest to the ominous sounds that echo in the darkness, every moment is dripping with tension. As players navigate through abandoned buildings, desolate landscapes, and other sinister locations, they'll constantly feel the oppressive presence of the Slender Man looming over them. Gameplay-wise, Slender the Arrival is all about exploration and evasion. Players must collect various items scattered throughout the environment while avoiding encounters with the Slender Man, a faceless entity hell-bent on capturing its prey. What sets this game apart is its clever use of psychological horror. The fear of the unknown is palpable, as players never know when or where the Slender Man will strike next. The storyline unfolds through a series of found footage-style vignettes, each offering glimpses into the dark history of the game's world. While the narrative may be cryptic at times, it adds an extra layer of intrigue to the overall experience. 10 years ago, the first official game based on the internet sensation Slender Man, Slender the Arrival, was released, and YouTube was never the same again. Now, new and old players of the game can enjoy it with updated graphics and extra content with the new 10th anniversary version of Slender the Arrival. I know the sound is a big thing in Slender the Arrival, especially if you're wearing headphones, but the sound in this game could use an upgrade. The loud droning sound when you're indoors is kind of annoying, and walking on certain floors sounds like you're walking in stiletto high heels on the concrete floor of an abandoned factory. Slender the Arrival's gameplay is pretty simple. You walk around, find notes that give you some lore, and try to progress with the story while trying to avoid being spotted killed by the Slender Man or one of his proxies, depending on the level. I felt that we've come a long way from these kinds of games and wish there was something added to it to help spice it up or make it a bit scarier. If you are yet to play a Slenderman game but are a fan of all things horror, Slender the Arrival on Xbox Series XS is the version to step into. Perhaps the gameplay loop doesn't hold up like it did originally, but it's still nice to be able to go back to see how things have been enhanced. I would love to see what can be done with this franchise in the future, because there is so much potential with the man and myth potential that The Arrival manages to establish. Overall, Slender the Arrival is a masterclass in horror gaming. With its immersive atmosphere, tense gameplay, and haunting storyline, it's sure to keep you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. That's all for today's review. If you dare to brave the darkness, be sure to check out Slender the Arrival. Thanks for watching, and remember, don't let the Slender Man catch you. So, what are your thoughts and what you think about this game? Share your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more gaming updates. Until next time, happy gaming!